Welcome to the Powers of Mind Hour. Welcome to Sunday Mornings with Enlightenism. I'm Brother Malcolm.
I'm Sister Carolyn.
And we are here to share Enlightenism with all of you on a Sunday morning so that you get the feel about the great power within you. That is the power of God consciousness in you. And Sister Carolyn is going to get us started. She's an Enlightenism practitioner. She's a teacher. She's a workshop facilitator. Her message is very clear. It's all about Enlightenism and the power you have within you to change your life. New beliefs, a new lifestyle. Sister Carolyn, lighten it up today, folks. Sunday morning with Enlightenism and Sister Carolyn.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Malcolm. I always like that. Yes, I'm lighting it up. And as I do every day of my life and every moment, it really is about lighting up your life. I am Sister Carolyn. I'm an Enlightenism teacher and consciousness practitioner. And the idea of living is to always be a cheerleader for yourself. If you are not, then who will? What I know about Enlightenism is that it gives you a new lease on life. It allows you to change the way you think and live so that you light up your own life. And the idea for me as an Enlightenism teacher and consciousness practitioner, when anyone comes to me, the question is always this: do you want to change your life? Do you want to change how you think and live? Are you willing to go to those places within you that is going to cause you some self-disruption? Somewhere where maybe you didn't want to see yourself. Who have you been in your life? And what are you believing? Those are not questions that I can answer for anyone. They're questions that one must answer for themselves. I remember when I first started on my journey, there were many people who would say, oh, go to this person, and they will teach you how to use this concept and that concept. And you'll be okay, and it'll work. It'll change the way you think and live. Well, little did I know that everything that I brought into my life was a part of that thought process. And what I mean by that, the schools that I attended, the churches that I attended, family, friends, everyone was coming from the same place. And there was a way to address anything. And so they would tell you how to live. And if you live this way, then everything would be okay. But when you find that it's not, then there are deeper questions that one must ask themselves. And I know living in what we call societal norms is what other people have told you about and how to think through those processes. And what I know about Enlightenism is it truly is a new way to think and live. It is not about borrowing cliches and trying to live through them. It is not about some statement that somebody made and you don't know why they made it, and you're trying to live from that philosophy or that program, and you find that it doesn't work. The idea of living in terms of Enlightenism is not to struggle. The idea is not to be a victim in your own life. The idea is understanding that there is nothing that you need do to harm yourself. And yet, with a lot of the cliches that we've brought into our life, in our belief system, those things hurt and harm us. I was of the school of thought that I knew how a man was supposed to treat me. I knew what was supposed to happen. And if you asked me to marry you, you were supposed to drop to one knee. And I was supposed to be surprised. And that would make everyone swoon, all of my friends and so on. What I know is those are thoughts that are given to you, and you, or ideas, let me just say ideas, that become thoughts. And they become your beliefs. And so if a man does not drop down to one knee or do all the cliche things that they're supposed to do, then it's not very exciting, and so on and so forth. And these are some of the things that we talk about with Enlightenism. These are some of the things that you have to look deep within yourself to say, where did I get that notion? And if someone doesn't do it, it makes me unhappy. And that's just sort of a simple example of what happens when you are changing the way you think and live. And that starts with the belief system that we bring into our lives through society, through family, through religious organizations, just through a number of things, how we're to raise our children. All of those things then become monumental. And we want to make sure we're following the rule book. But then when we get the results that we don't want, we don't know what happened. And so the idea is to understand, as Brother Malcolm and I say, and to live from the idea that you are born whole, perfect, and complete, faceless, formless, and colorless. And you have everything that you will ever need for the journey. And when you think about it in this way, whatever thing comes up in your life, you have to solve that issue. So you have everything that you will ever need for the journey. Some of the problems that we solve in our life, they don't even have to be problems. They don't need to have ever entered our life. And when we understand that there is a new way to think and live, we are then not bringing problems into our lives or having others bring problems into our life and dropping them on our doorstep. We are understanding that it is the way you think and be in your life that creates some of the flux that you have in your life. If we're talking about a new way to think and live, it is nothing outside of you that is going to give you that. It is something that you were born with, this consciousness, this thought process, this mind, and not allowing others to harness our thinking, tell us what to think, tell us who we are, and how we're supposed to act. When we understand that we have everything that we will ever need for this journey, then we don't need to get flustered on any idea of living. What I know is reading this book, and I would say reading it for the development of the self and understanding the self. There are questions in the book Enlightenism, written by Brother Malcolm, that allow you to open up those passages in your life that you can now walk through and not feel cluttered by what you have brought into your life. It is about unlearning those notions that produce the clutter in your life. It is about unlearning. When I say clutter, I mean the beliefs that we brought into our life. It is about letting go of that. It is about understanding if you are not happy in your employment, then who's employing you? Maybe what you're believing is that's the best job you can find. It's a good job. I've been here for 10 years. I don't want to lose my medical. I don't want all of those things that create pain in your life. And how we think that, oh, maybe the office or maybe the company should do something different so that I can be more content. You have to address who you are in your contentment. You have to understand who you are aware of being and what you have brought into your life. It is not about dropping on your knees and praying that God send you a new job or whatever it is you're asking for. It is about you understanding that you have the power within you to change the way you think and live. You have the power within you to change how you think and live. And with Enlightenism, there is a new way to think and live. I encourage all of you to purchase the book Enlightenism and any of our other books that you can get through the Buy Society or through Amazon. Enlightenism, a new way to think and live. And now I introduce to you Brother Malcolm, philosopher, speaker, and creator of Enlightenism. Brother Malcolm.
Thank you, Sister Carolyn, for the wonderful insights today to get us started. I am Brother Malcolm. And Sister Carolyn got us started with some great insights about a new way to think and live, which is the Enlightenism philosophy. That's what we promote on this broadcast. Enlightenism, a new way to think and live. And the greater power is within you. It is consciousness. It's greater than anything in the world. And this power allows us to change how we think and live, to put something new into our minds. Self-knowledge is very powerful. When you're working in the mind and in consciousness, you're working with achieving and acquiring self-knowledge. And self-knowledge is the power you need to change your life, to change how you think and live, to stop depending upon other people to tell you how you should live. Getting away from our dependency on the past, cleansing the mind, so that we recognize when we're no longer depending on someone else for knowledge, then we are acquiring knowledge about ourselves within the consciousness that's in us. And then you have a very powerful mind. You are very powerful. But you may not believe it. Because everything around you that you've heard is saying that you're not powerful. But you are a powerful person. When you cleanse your mind of the beliefs that's telling you that you're not. When someone tells you that you are not this person and that your life began hundreds or thousands of years before you were born, that's not true. Your life began in this world when you became aware of being somebody, the person that you are. And that's when your life begins. That's what you are about. And you have power. Doesn't matter whether any people in the past had power. You do. You have power if you're willing to get the self-knowledge about power and clarity that's in you. Self-knowledge. Someone say, well, how do you teach you something in the self? You're not teaching yourself. You're discovering yourself. You have the knowledge, the self-knowledge, to remove all of the things, the obstacles that's concealing who you really are. And when you remove all of these beliefs that's telling you that you are someone that's a victim and you're powerless, then something else happens to you. Clarity. You can see a new person. Then you can feel it within yourself. You can say, well, hey, I'm a powerful person. A powerful person is not a victim. You cannot come from the conscious, be born in the consciousness within you and trace your history back somewhere else. That's not your history. That's someone else's life. You're living your life today. And however you're living your life today is your history. The experiences of the things that you're doing today. And what you're talking about today, about yourself and what you think of yourself. Whether you believe that you have power, whether you believe that you have limitless power within you, or do you believe it's outside of you? Do you believe Harvard, Yale, and Stanford, and Cal Berkeley, and all of them have the resources and the knowledge to change how you think and live? And you have to ask yourself, it hasn't happened. If it hasn't happened, then it's not going to happen. So you need another way of acquiring knowledge. And you acquire the knowledge within the self, the consciousness within you. It is the greatest teacher. Greatest teacher. And when I'm talking about a teacher, I'm talking about sharing information, power and clarity. Power and clarity about who you are and the consciousness within you. So I heard a long time that God was not in me. So therefore, I don't have a historical connection to God. See, when you tell some children and other people that you don't have a historical connection to God, then you believe you're detached and that God is separated from you rather than being a part of you, a part of the consciousness within you. And there's nothing in the world that can contradict what I'm saying. Nothing. There is no book or anything that you can find from anyone in the world that can contradict that the greater power of God is in you. No one. They may try to tear it down, to refute it, but you cannot. You cannot refute it because you have to discover it for yourself. And if you haven't discovered the power outside of you and been able to use it effectively in your life, changing your life, so that when you have obstacles about who you are, you have doubts in your life about who you are, you don't succumb to the obstacles and the doubts because you are the greater power. And when you recognize you are the greater power, then you stop relying and depending on others to tell you about the greater power. So then your faith becomes something in something that other people have told you, not what you have discovered for yourself. With self-knowledge, then the faith becomes in the understanding that you are connected to the power within you. It's not magical. See, this is not magical in the sense that people think it's magical and we want to argue to stay where we are in life. Enlightenism is not about staying where you are and being too afraid to venture out into the mind to change how you think and live. But if you want to stay where you are, live and die in the darkness of illusions, then that is a choice that you can make. But for those who want to achieve power, power in the mind and consciousness, I encourage you to check out Enlightenism. Enlightenism is the power within you. The consciousness is within you. It's self-knowledge. It's the knowledge about I am greater than the person that others have told me that I am. And when you can recognize that, as Sister Carolyn was saying earlier, about Enlightenism and the power within you, then you know for a fact that I am greater than the problems in my life. Only if I believe that I am greater. And only if I'm willing to stop being victimized or victimizing myself. I call it self-victimizing. Self-victimization. Creating a mindset that denies you power. Create a mindset where you are powerful. And you promote this power in everything you do, which will be diametrically different than the way you were living in toxicity.
Absolutely.
And when you discover this immutable truth, then you will know that Enlightenism is not a fancy thing. A fantasy is something that is real. And when something is real, what do you have? Self-knowledge, something that you have discovered
Absolutely.
for yourself, inside of you, from the consciousness within you, that's greater than all of the information in the world. I'm Brother Malcolm.
I'm Sister Carolyn.
And thank you folks for stopping by. Check us out. Go to the nationalbyesociety.org. Check out some of the wonderful books and works that we're doing. And become a subscriber of my YouTube channel,
Yes.
and Twitter, and Facebook, and so on.
Yes.
Have a great day. See you next time.
Thanks for listening.